Hello all, just a quick announcement. We will be starting promptly at 6:05 to give everyone an opportunity to arrive and trek through that wonderful rain in Arizona. Thank you all. Good evening, all. Welcome to Sonoran University of Health Sciences White Coat Ceremony. Please rise as you are able for the procession of the faculty and students. Please welcome today's White Coat recipients. be seated. Welcome, family and friends, faculty and staff, and distinguished guests to Sonoran University's Summer 2025 White Coat Ceremony. I am Dr. Joseph Vasquez, the Associate Dean of Clinical Education, and I'm happy that you could join us today to witness the milestone on the students' journey to becoming naturopathic physicians. I would first like to thank our White Coat sponsor, Jigsaw Health. Jigsaw Health graciously donates the white coats worn by all students in the clinic, and they support Sonoran University's education of future naturopathic physicians because they too believe in the healing power of nature. We truly appreciate their continued support of the students and Sonoran University. The White Coat Ceremony marks the transition from didactic student to student clinician, a significant inflection point in their medical training. Leading up to the late 1800s, physicians typically wore black, a symbol of formality and respect. And then at the turn of that century, physicians started wearing white to symbolize scientific advancement and professionalism in medicine. So essentially, the 1800s was like the emo phase of medicine, right? They were reading Edgar Allan Poe, listening to Paramore, all that stuff. And then it dawned upon them that professionalism and scientific advancement wasn't just about the science of medicine, but about the patient. And it was an evolution that we started focusing on things that mattered more, which was the health of our fellow man. To provide insight into what this transition means and the significance of this moment, I would like to introduce the president of the university, Dr. Lise Alschuler.
Hello, everyone. Hello, soon-to-be white coat wearers. And welcome, family, friends, and most importantly, of course, all of you. This moment is really important. This moment marks a transition from all that you've been doing in your head to your heart. And I'll explain what I mean in a moment. Not anatomically. Don't worry, you're not going to transfigure or anything. But this is really the time where you're about to step into a threshold of a new way of applying what you've learned, because you're going to be applying it to people. It's kind of scary, but true. So learning to provide naturopathic medical care is first and foremost about entering into a sacred contract of healing between you and each one of the individuals who will entrust their health to you. So what you are about to begin doing will at times be transcendent and at other times confusing and frustrating, but always rewarding. The process of extracting what you have learned and mixing it with the compassion that you will have for each patient in front of you will result in a beautiful alchemy that is a uniquely human phenomenon, and that is the healing process that takes place. And I feel that you are celebrating this so rightly. You are truly on the path to becoming healers, and the white coats, in addition to what Dr. Vasquez said, the white coats that you each wear also symbolize the purity of your intent, the sacredness of the contract that you will have with each person who comes to you for help, and the authority that you are earning on your path to becoming a doctor of naturopathic medicine. I'm a doctor of naturopathic medicine, and I was in your seats 32 years ago, and I can tell you that every single one of those years since have been entirely fulfilling, and I do not lie. So yes, for you, there will be challenges ahead, as I have experienced. And yes, there will be complex patient cases that you will have to unravel, as I have done. And yes, there will be patients for whom you alone will not have the answer, as I have not. And yes, there will be patients who will not or cannot heal, as I have experienced. However, the most predominant experience that you will have is the joy of having another human being seek your help to bring them into a greater state of wellness and aliveness. And I have experienced that as well. And this is a transformative experience for you and your patients. So I encourage you to pay deep attention to every moment of your clinical work. I've treated thousands of patients, and I know how powerful, how comprehensive, how effective naturopathic medicine is. And over, I guarantee you will marvel at how well our medicine unleashes the human being and their potential. You will be amazed at watching people regain their health, their hope, their confidence in their bodies. You will also be amazed at how complicated this is. People are complicated, the human body is complicated, our medicine is complicated, the interaction between you and each patient is complicated. So, what you have ahead of you will not be easy. If it was, it would not be nearly as fulfilling. In fact, the road ahead of you will be challenging, but completely and entirely gratifying. So I'm delighted to be here with you and to celebrate this moment of transition into the next phase of your training towards becoming a naturopathic doctor. And I can barely wait to call each of you my colleague. And there is a place for each one of you in this world as a naturopathic doctor. Your future patients are indeed waiting for you. And I encourage you to take a moment when you are presented with your white coat and don it to experience the significance of this transition. Your life will never be the same. So before I finish, I want to share a really brief story. A few years back, I was being filmed along with a Harvard-trained medical doctor, and after a round of conversation, I told her, wow, you sounded a lot like a naturopathic doctor back then. And she beamed, and she said, oh my, that's a huge compliment. I sounded like a naturopathic doctor? Then I must really be on the right track. You know, if I could do it all over again, I would have studied naturopathic medicine. So you have chosen well, my friends. And you are about to embark on an immensely rewarding, deeply satisfying, and hugely impactful part of your training. So bring your focus, your integrity, and the power of expression to your learning. Collaborate with your patients. Bring your authentic self forward, and may your actions be guided with the pervasive force of good. So with deep respect and gratitude, I congratulate each of you on reaching this pivotal point in your training and for stepping into the new chapter with joy, with humility, and with love. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Alschuler, for your words of wisdom. Truly insightful and truly something the students will remember forever. And it's not just me sucking up to our new president. It is a tradition of the white coat ceremony to gain insight into the experiences that have brought the cohort to this point in their journey. Today's class speaker is Gabrielle Salters. While there are many students who could speak on behalf of this cohort, they themselves voted Gabrielle to best represent the many characteristics of her cohort: dedication, camaraderie, perseverance, empathy, academic curiosity, and the disposition to get out of their seat early. Here to share about the cohort's journey thus far, Gabrielle Salters.
I was ready to get up here. Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking to you all tonight. When we first started this journey, the white coat felt like a dream in the distance, something we admired on others but couldn't yet picture on ourselves. Today, our dream becomes a reality, and we feel the weight of what this coat represents. Over the past 2 years, we built something much bigger than lecture notes and study groups. We have built a community and a close-knit family. We have walked through the fire together. I know we all remember those anatomy pop quizzes. There have been moments where I felt overwhelmed and inadequate, but my classmates were always right behind me, picking up the pieces. We survived anatomy practicals, early morning cramming, went down the wrong pipe. and gen med exams, testing not only our knowledge and our sanity, but our grit and determination. We have shared moments of encouragement, celebrated our success, and pushed back past our setbacks together, all while forming an unbreakable bond. Curious, motivated, brilliant, welcoming, and powerful are a few words that truly embody the essence of this cohort. I am so incredibly proud of us and the people that we've grown into today. Being from Louisiana, it feels like a crime not to bring up gumbo, but I promise it'll make sense. Just stay with me here. If you've ever stood over a pot of gumbo, you know you can't rush it. The roux takes hours of steady stirring, the ingredients need time to meld, and the flavor only comes together when it's given time to simmer. Skip steps, rush the process, and you miss the depth that makes it special. Our journey has been the same. Each parking lot post-exam crash out, each sleepless night, and each exam prep session has been a part of the slow, steady simmer of becoming physicians. Some days felt long, some tests felt endless, but together we kept stirring. And little by little, all the effort, all the ingredients have come together into something meaningful. What we've created isn't just knowledge, it's character, resilience, and a bond which can't be rushed. To some, the white coat seems like a normal coat, but to us, it is our oath made visible. It is a reminder of humility, that healing isn't about ego, but about service. It is the promise that we will carry this responsibility with honor and humanity. It is a tangible commitment to do no harm, to listen deeply, to teach, and to serve. Our coats carry the principles of naturopathic medicine, reminding us that healing isn't about just diagnosing the disease. It's about restoring balance and respecting the body's innate wisdom. Every time we sit with a patient, teach a family, or offer a moment of compassion, we keep this medicine alive. The future depends on us living these principles out loud. I can say without hesitation that this cohort will live up to the responsibility of the white coat as we embody its values in the way we show up day after day. I've seen compassion in your smallest gestures, your resilience in the face of challenges, your curiosity with digging deeper, brilliance in your questions, and strength in the way that we support each other. I don't just believe we'll make great doctors. I know we are the beginning of a movement the world has been waiting for. There is a call for medicine which sees people as whole, honors the body's wisdom, and treats healing as a partnership, not a prescription. This is what naturopathic medicine is, and this is what we're becoming. The future of medicine is shifting, and we are oh so lucky to be on the front line of this transformation. Before I close, I want to take a moment to thank the people who made this day possible. To our family and friends, you've been our anchors. You've encouraged us, believed in us when we doubted ourselves, and reminded us why this journey is worth it. Thank you for being our patient dummies, study partners, and therapists. Shout out, Mom, for learning anatomy, even though I know you had no idea what was going on. To our faculty, you've given us not only knowledge, but wisdom needed to practice medicine with integrity and heart. You've guided us with patience, challenges, and believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves. A big thank you to Dr. Schmidt for his years. For his years in service at this school, teaching generations of naturopathic doctors, some before you today. We will miss your presence, your colorful flannels, and Schmidt's words of wisdom. We share this milestone with you all tonight, and we would not be here without your unwavering love and support. Like a pot of gumbo, this path takes time, care, and patience. Every moment we've poured in this journey has been part of the slow simmer that is shaping us into the physicians we are becoming. May these coats remind us of both the destination we're heading toward and the privilege of the journey bringing us there, never forgetting to savor the ride. Congratulations, guys, we did it.
Thank you, Gabrielle. As a reminder, gumbo was not included in today's event. You will have to get that on your own. The medical school journey is not an easy one. The path to becoming a doctor is rigorous and tiring. Our dedicated instructors have motivated and challenged these students on this journey. Thank you to the faculty of the College of Naturopathic Medicine. In particular, the class would like to recognize one of their instructors who represents an outstanding commitment to the students during their basic science courses. This individual mentors students in physiology and brings new insights to the field of naturopathic medicine. On a personal note, I would go on to say that these contributions extend to the university as a whole. As this individual is set to retire, his pensive wisdom and, dare I say, rhythmic style of speaking will be sorely missed. This year's Foundational Sciences Award recipient and today's faculty speaker is Dr. John Schmidt.
Thank you for that warm greeting. Fellow faculty members, family, most of all students. I hope I don't lose it here, but looking out at you guys, I love you, and it's been my privilege to teach you over the years. I'm very pleased to be here on this day of celebration. And it's been a pleasure for me to teach amazing students at Sonoran University. Very rewarding to know every day that I can help students get to where they need to be to help patients. And it's pretty humbling for somebody who's not a medical doctor, and frankly, there was never a minute in my life when I even considered going to medical school. But to have been able to do what I could to help students like you get to where you need to be, very rewarding for me as a teacher. Now, as professor of physiology, I've always strived to clearly explain to students how the human body works, and that's setting a foundation so that, I want to mention Dr. Laskew as you tell me, did I ever get through a class without using those words, Dr. Laskew? But to be thinking that I can do my part to build a foundation so that you can then move on in the next year to be with Dr. Laskew and learn the diseases, learn the pathology, and try to succeed in your pharmacology. That has been my mission. And I want to take a little bit of a diversion. Students have often asked me to tell them something about myself. You've all experienced that in physiology class, the shortest time in the universe is between the start of the class and when I'm talking about physiology. It's never occurred to me to bore students with incidental information about my life. But since you invited me to speak here this evening, I do want to tell you a little bit about how it was that I ended up at Sonoran University. Way back in the previous millennium, when I was a student myself, I was fascinated by neuroscience, and I taken out of the prepared speech here looking at the white coats. The first time I wore a white coat was when I was in college, and I was interested in neuroscience. I did research on a beautiful orange filamentous photosynthetic bacterium that made beautiful stains on my white coat. That's the only reason I've ever worn a white coat, is to try not to damage my clothing with the subjects of my studies. But yeah, I was interested in neuroscience, and there was one particular lab in the world that I identified where I wanted to go and do research. And looking out and seeing some of you that I interviewed, it occurs to me that when I went to graduate school, I didn't have to do an interview. I wrote a letter to the person who ran the lab that I wanted to do research in, and he wrote back and said, "I want you to come and do research with me." And he said, "But you might want to think about this. If you come and work in my lab, you're going to have to learn pharmacology." So the lab that I had identified that I wanted to do neuroscience research in happened to be in a pharmacology department. And I think I can safely say that I'm one of the world's worst pharmacology students. I didn't really have an interest in pharmacology. And when I started learning about pharmacology, I had to learn about side effects of drugs, and I was horrified. So yes, I have a PhD in pharmacology, but it was a mistake. But then when I started teaching at Sonoran University, it was like a revelation, because I came up through conventional medical school environment, and I didn't really know much about naturopathic medicine, and it's been fantastic for 25 years to learn about alternative medicine and preventative medicine, and yeah, just the idea that there are other options out there besides pharmaceuticals. So it's been really wonderful for me to be able to help students like yourselves on your trajectory towards becoming naturopathic physicians. And I'm glad that you're going to be out there helping patients and not just pushing pills on everybody. I think I'm probably boring everybody with my reminiscences. So, skipping over some of the boring parts, I do want to get back to Dr. Laskew and remind you that my most common answer to questions that students ask in physiology in year one is, next year, ask Dr. Laskew. And I hope that during the past year, what you learned in physiology was useful for you in your studies of pathology and pharmacology. And I hope our system, our sort of layer cake system in the curriculum, worked for you. Silence. Anyhow, I still hope that, even if it's not true. So as lifelong learners, I encourage you to remember to take time occasionally to return to the physiological foundations of your biomedical knowledge. And I think that's a foundation that you'll always be able to apply to help you when you're facing new problems that your patients are dealing with. And I just always hope that in some way your physiology education can support you in your endeavors as a physician. So it's been a pleasure for me through the years to help move students ahead on your trajectories towards helping patients. I'm very pleased to have had this opportunity to help move naturopathic medical students to where you need to be giving compassionate, effective, life-giving care to patients. And let me just offer my congratulations to you for having reached this point in your program, and I wish you all the very best in moving on towards your calling.
Thank you and congratulations, Dr. Schmidt. Now it is the time to celebrate the primary reason for our ceremony today. The transition from being a didactic student focused on lectures, labs, and demonstrations to student clinician, utilizing your medical knowledge to assist real patients as they progress towards their ultimate goal of healing professionals. And goal is a funny word. Many times we see it as the pinnacle or the end goal, when really goals were never intended to be static. Goals are evolving. This is one goal of many. You have your white coat. What's your next goal? What's your next milestone? It's OSCE. Just so you know. But today is definitely a well-deserved goal because it represents an evolution to your end goal of healing patients and utilizing the healing power of nature. The white coat that the students receive this evening will be an outward symbol of that transition. Students, please make your way to join us on stage. I would like to introduce the individuals who will be participating in the remainder of the ceremony. I'll be reading the names of today's white coat recipients. Cloaking the students in their white coats is the Chief Medical Officer of Sonoran University, Dr. Kimberly Blyden-Taylor. The Associate Vice President and Dean of the College of Naturopathic Medicine, Dr. Jessica Mitchell, will be welcoming the students to their clinical training. As you hear your name, please make your way across the stage. Avery Altman. Valer Ayala. Travis Bailey. Rafaela Benson. Elizabeth Cabanillas. Natalie Calixtro. Madison Cardozo. Francine Choi. Clarissa Swinar. Adeline Polly Dreyer. Shannon Earhart. Michael Emiletti. Claire Fahey. Courtney Folk. Riley Ford. Gurpreet Frazier. Rebecca Garcia. Lila Gottfried. Gabrielle Gress. Kaylee Griffith. Madison Alexandra Gursky. Madeline Isom. Tara Johnson. Emily Kaler. Kayla Kale. Jacqueline Keller. Leah Kircher. Cora Costu. Grace Lafreniere. McKenna Langrud. Elizabeth Lohman. Elena Long. Haley McKenzie. Olivia Madriles. Isabel Mahan. Bailey K. Mayberry. Gabriel McLaughlin. Caitlin Moore. Chloe Newberg. Elizabeth Oswald. Julia Parisi. Keaton Patterson. Ren Porter. Elizabeth Rabach. Brittany Reed. Rachel Robbins. Gabrielle Salters. Sarah Schilberg. Sandra Slinker. Jennifer Smits. Rama Surya. Crystal Ava Taylor. Ken Brianna Washington. Hannah Wilson. Emily Renee Wisniewski. Devin Wright. Congratulations to all our white coat recipients. There's more. There's more. There is one last step in today's ceremony. As a commitment to their new status as a student clinician, today's recipients will recite the white coat oath witnessed by you, their closest supporters. Leading the students in the white coat oath will be Dr. Mitchell. White coat recipients, please rise as I bring Dr. Mitchell to the podium to lead you in the white coat oath.
Students, please turn to the oath in your program. We will read the oath together. Please add your name as you read aloud. Raise your right hand and read along with me. I, as a student of Sonoran University of Health Sciences, will enter the clinical portion of my educational training with an open mind and eager spirit. I will incorporate the information that I have learned in the classroom with the knowledge that is now being passed on to me by my clinical supervisors. As a student clinician, I will parallel my therapeutic approach to the basic principles of naturopathic medicine. First, do no harm, the healing power of nature, identify and treat the cause, treat the whole person, physician as teacher, prevention is the best cure. I will treat each patient individually. I will look for the cause and treat the whole person. Each time I wear my white coat, I will do so with the honor for those that trust me, with an open mind for those that are educating me, and with respect and responsibility for those that have paved the way before me in this profession. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you all for joining us today. I ask that all guests please remain seated until all the students have recessed from the auditorium. Students, please rise as you are able. Faculty and guests, family and friends, it is my pleasure to present to you the newest clinic students of Sonoran University. Thank you all. Drive safe.